Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're talking about the incredibly sought-after 1945 United States 1-cent coin, a small copper beauty that has stunned collectors with its hidden value and mysterious minting errors. Now, you might be thinking, how can a penny from 1945 be worth anything more than 1 cent? Well, that's the magic of numismatics. Every coin tells a story, and this one carries the legacy of a nation fresh out of World War II, a country moving into a new era, and a minting process that, while advanced for its time, left behind a few very exciting surprises. The Denver Mint, marked by the tiny but important D under the date, produced millions of these pennies. But among those millions, there are a select few that contain remarkable and valuable errors that have made them one of the most desirable finds in all of coin collecting. So, what exactly makes the 1945 D penny so special? Well, let's start with its composition. These coins were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. They were part of the last wave of true copper Lincoln cents before the transition to different metal compositions in later decades. But the real magic comes not just from what the coin is made of, but how it was made. Some 1945 D pennies feature extremely rare minting errors that dramatically increase their value. One of the most sought-after variations is the double die error, where parts of the coin's design appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. This error is typically most visible on the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1945. If you spot clear doubling on these elements, you may be holding onto a treasure far more valuable than you imagined. These double dies are incredibly rare, and they are in extremely high demand among elite collectors who are willing to pay a serious premium for these mistakes-turned masterpieces. Another extremely rare and expensive error found on some 1945 D pennies is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet isn't properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. While minor off-center strikes are interesting, it's the dramatic ones, those 40% or more off, that really turn heads. These extreme misstrikes are highly collectible because they reveal the minting process in a raw and chaotic form, making every such coin a unique and irreplaceable piece of minting history. But wait, there's more. Some examples of the 1945 D penny have been discovered with repunched mint marks, known to collectors as RPMs. This happens when the Denver Mint mark was stamped more than once at slightly different angles. Under a magnifying glass, you'll see overlapping or shadowed Ds, and trust us, these small details mean big bucks to serious collectors. Spotting one of these can take your penny from pocket change to portfolio piece. If you're wondering how to tell if your 1945 D penny is the rare one, here's what you need to do. Grab a magnifying glass and inspect the coin under good lighting. Focus on the mint mark, date, and lettering. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or a clearly repunched D. Coins in uncirculated or near mint condition are even more valuable, especially if these errors are present. And if you're not sure what you're looking at, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can confirm the error and officially grade your coin, increasing its credibility and market value. You might be asking, has anyone actually made serious money from these coins? Absolutely. In recent years, certified and well-preserved 1945 D pennies with strong doubling or dramatic error features have fetched eye-watering prices at auctions. In one notable sale, a pristine, error-laden example of the 1945 D 1-cent coin was sold for a record-breaking amount, shocking even seasoned collectors and shaking up the coin-collecting community. The best part? These coins are still out there. Hidden in old jars, tucked away in family keepsakes, or waiting quietly in forgotten boxes of change. It only takes one lucky find to change everything. That's why collectors around the world are searching for this coin. It's not just about owning a piece of history, it's about the thrill of the hunt and the possibility of discovering a rare gem hiding in plain sight. So if you're a collector, beginner, or veteran, now's the time to check your coin collection. Look carefully at your Lincoln cents, especially any from 1945 with the Denver D mint mark. You could be holding a coin that's not only historically significant but financially life-changing. If you've ever come across a 1945 D penny or you're unsure about one you own, let us know in the comments below. Share your stories, ask your questions, and connect with other passionate collectors in our growing community. We'd love to hear about your finds and help you discover the true value of the coins in your collection. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could a rare 1945 D 1-cent coin be worth today? If you happen to own one in pristine condition with a strong double die, an extreme off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark, and especially if it's been authenticated and graded by a reputable agency, its value could reach as high as $150,000. That's right, just one penny could be worth $150,000. So don't underestimate the power of pocket change, especially when history, rarity, and minting errors align. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, you just might find your next treasure in the smallest of places. Second rare coin we're talking about. This is the 1953 United States 1-cent coin, a coin that holds far more value than its face might suggest. This is a coin that, under the right conditions and with the right features, could turn your ordinary change into an extraordinary treasure. The 1953 penny was minted in a time of post-war optimism. America was thriving, industries were booming, and the Lincoln wheat cent was a common piece of everyday currency. But hidden among the millions that were produced that year lies a secret. Not every 1953 penny is created equal. In fact, some of these coins carry hidden errors and unique characteristics that make them incredibly rare, and incredibly valuable to collectors all over the world. One of the first things that makes the 1953 penny so special is its age and design. It features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, just like all modern cents. But turn it over, and you'll find the classic wheat ears on the reverse, a design that ended just a few years later in 1958. The wheat cent series is a favorite among collectors because of its timeless design and historical significance. But 1953 stands out because it was a year filled with intriguing minting anomalies and valuable variations that make this coin one of the most desirable in the series. What kind of errors are we talking about? One of the most exciting and valuable types found in 1953 Lincoln cents is the double die. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is engraved with a misalignment, causing the design to appear twice on the same coin. These errors can be seen most clearly in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date itself. When this doubling is sharp and clear, collectors go wild for it. A bold double die error can instantly catapult the value of a 1953 penny to new heights, especially when it's accompanied by high-grade preservation. Another error to watch for is the repunched mint mark, often found on 1953 D and 1953 S pennies. Back in those days, mint marks were punched into the dies by hand. As a result, it wasn't uncommon for the mint mark to be accidentally stamped more than once. This results in a visible overlapping or shadow effect on the D or S under the date. Repunched mint marks are not just interesting, they're rare, and collectors place a high premium on them when the doubling is clear and the coin is in excellent condition. Now let's talk about off-center strikes, yet another eye-catching error that can be found in 1953 cents. An off-center strike occurs when the coin blank isn't properly centered during the minting process, causing the design to be shifted. Minor off-centers may be fun, but it's the dramatic ones, like 50% off-center with a full date visible, that really draw collector attention. These unique errors make each coin one of a kind, and that kind of individuality is exactly what makes certain 1953 pennies so hot in the numismatic market right now. For those who truly want to know if their 1953 penny is a jackpot, the first thing to do is examine it closely under magnification. Look carefully at the lettering, the mint mark, and the outer rim. Are there signs of doubling? Does the mint mark look like it was stamped more than once? Is the strike perfectly centered, or is it dramatically off? These are all clues that can lead you to a rare and valuable variety. The condition of the coin matters a great deal too. A mint state example with strong luster and no major blemishes can be worth exponentially more than one that's heavily worn. That's why grading is essential. Submitting your coin to a professional service like PCGS or NGC can not only confirm its authenticity but also help establish its market value. In recent years, the demand for high-quality 1953 Lincoln wheat cents with errors has surged. Collectors from all over the world are paying serious money at auctions for coins that check the right boxes. Whether it's a stunning double die, a dramatic off-center strike, or a clear repunched mint mark, these rare varieties are climbing higher in value every year. Auction houses have seen certified 1953 era pennies fetch remarkable prices, with the most pristine and rare examples setting records and thrilling the numismatic world. And the best part? These coins are still out there. They're tucked away in old boxes, hiding in jars of change, or passed down through generations without anyone realizing what they have. That's why it's so important to check your coins carefully, especially those old wheat pennies. You never know when you might come across one of the rarest and most valuable cents from 1953. If you've ever held onto an old penny, or if you love the thrill of treasure hunting through change, this is your moment. Pull out your collection, get out your magnifying glass, and start looking. Who knows? You could be holding a piece of American history worth far more than 1 cent. We'd love to hear from you, too. Have you ever found a 1953 penny with an error? Do you have questions about your coin collection or want help identifying a rare variety? Drop us a comment below. We read every one, and we're always happy to help fellow collectors on their journey to discovering hidden gems. Let's grow this community of passionate collectors together. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could a rare and high-quality 1953 United States 1-cent coin be worth today? If you have a penny with a strong double die, a sharply defined repunched mint mark, or a dramatic off-center strike, and if it's been preserved in mint state and certified by a top grading service, it could sell for as much as $100,000. Yes, you heard that right, $100,000 for a single penny. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about stories, history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. So keep your eyes open, check your change, and never underestimate the power of a single cent. Third expensive coin is the incredibly desirable United States 1-cent coin from 1940 with the S mint mark, minted in San Francisco. At first glance, it may seem like just another Lincoln wheat penny, but don't be fooled. This little copper coin holds secrets that could unlock a fortune, especially if you know what to look for. The 1940s were a defining era for the United States, as the country was just emerging from the Great Depression and preparing to enter World War II. During this time, pennies were more than just change, they were symbols of national strength and unity. And among the millions of 1-cent coins produced, a select few emerged with rare characteristics that now place them at the top of every serious collector's wish list. The 1940s Lincoln wheat cent stands out for its striking historical value and hidden minting errors that have driven its demand sky high in today's market. Let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so fascinating. First of all, the design. On the obverse, you'll find the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American integrity and leadership. On the reverse, the beautiful wheat ears stretch across either side of the denomination, 1 cent, flanked by the words, United States of America. Above it reads the national motto, E Pluribus Unum. It's a classic design that has become beloved by collectors across generations. But it's not just about design, it's about the rare anomalies that occurred during the minting process, and the 1940s penny has more than its fair share of surprises. One of the most valuable errors found in the 1940s penny is the double die, a highly coveted mistake that happens when the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly during engraving, causing certain parts of the design to be stamped twice. The result is clear doubling, especially noticeable on the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1940. When the doubling is strong and defined, it transforms this ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. These double die errors are incredibly rare, and when found in high-grade condition, they command massive interest from collectors around the globe. Another critical feature to look for in the 1940s penny is the repunched mint mark, often abbreviated as RPM. Back in 1940, mint marks were still punched into dies by hand. That means mistakes were inevitable. On some coins, you'll see a second impression of the S slightly offset from the first. These repunched mint marks are clear indicators of human error during production, and ironically, these errors are now treasured as valuable and historical quirks that make a coin far more collectible. There's also the ever-popular off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin blank is not properly centered in the press, leading to a coin that looks partially or dramatically misaligned. If you happen to find a 1940s penny that is 30%, 50%, or even more off-center, with a visible date, you're looking at a one-of-a-kind piece. Coins like these are extremely rare and sought after because they visually showcase the flaw in the minting process, making them truly unique among the millions that were struck. So how can you identify one of these hidden gems in your collection or change jar? Start by examining the coin under magnification. Look closely at the date and mint mark. Are the letters crisp and sharp? Is there any noticeable doubling? Does the S under the date appear repunched or shadowed? How well centered is the strike? Every detail matters. The better the condition and the more dramatic the error, the higher the potential value of the coin. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are especially valuable, and having the coin professionally graded by a trusted company like PCGS or NGC can solidify its value in the market. Now let's talk about demand. The 1940s penny, particularly with visible minting errors, is in extremely high demand among numismatists. Auction houses have reported soaring prices in recent years for top-condition examples with error varieties. One such specimen featuring a dramatic double die and pristine surfaces created a buzz at a major auction when it sold for a record-breaking amount, leaving collectors stunned and inspired. Stories like these fuel the excitement in the collecting world and continue to drive up interest in rare pennies like the 1940s. What makes this coin even more exciting is the fact that so many people still overlook it. You might find one in a family coin jar, an estate sale, or even hiding at the bottom of your own pocket change. That's what makes coin collecting such a thrilling hobby. It's part history, part mystery, and part treasure hunt. The potential to find a six-figure coin in the most unexpected places keeps collectors searching, year after year. If you're a coin enthusiast, this is one penny you absolutely want to add to your watch list. Its combination of vintage appeal, historical significance, rare errors, and growing market demand make it one of the most exciting coins in U.S. history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, the 1940s Lincoln Wheat penny has the kind of legacy and potential value that few coins can match. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1940s penny? Have a story about an error coin you found or questions about grading your collection? Drop a comment below. We read every one and love connecting with fellow collectors. Sharing knowledge and discoveries is what keeps this hobby alive and thriving, and now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you're lucky enough to own a 1940s United States 1-cent coin with a rare and strong double die error, a clearly defined repunched mint mark, or a dramatic off-center strike, especially in uncirculated condition and certified by a reputable grading service, then your coin could be worth as much as $200,000, that's right, $200,000 for a single penny that once changed hands as simple pocket change. This is why collectors stay passionate, and why it pays, literally, to look closely at your coins. So check your collections, examine your jars of old change, and maybe, just maybe, you're sitting on a hidden fortune. Especially, we're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1948, a classic Lincoln Wheat penny that has captured the attention of collectors all over the world. If you're lucky enough to find one with the right features, it could be worth far more than 1 cent. It could be life-changing. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in the years following World War II, during a time of rebuilding and renewed optimism in the United States. As the country experienced a post-war economic boom, the U.S. Mint continued to produce these iconic copper coins as a symbol of stability and tradition. But buried within the millions of 1948 pennies that were minted, a small number contain rare errors and features that make them some of the most valuable coins in circulation today. These special versions of the 1948 penny are in high demand by serious collectors, and they don't last long once discovered. Now, let's talk about the beauty and history of this coin. The obverse, or front, of the 1948 penny features the familiar and dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1948, to the right. The reverse side showcases two stylized wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, above. It's a timeless and simple design, but don't let the simplicity fool you. Some of these coins are anything but ordinary. What makes the 1948 penny so special to collectors are the rare minting errors and variations that can be found among them. These errors weren't intentional, but they've become the very thing that makes these coins incredibly valuable today. One of the most coveted errors in 1948 pennies is the double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, resulting in parts of the design being doubled. Collectors hunt for strong doubling on the words, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date, 1948. If the doubling is bold and clearly visible, that coin can fetch a significant premium on the collector's market. Another highly desirable error involves the repunched mint mark, often referred to as RPM. In 1948, mint marks were still applied by hand, and this led to some fascinating outcomes. On certain 1948 D or 1948 S pennies, you can see a secondary D or S mint mark slightly overlapping or offset from the first. These RPMs are rare and highly collectible. The cleaner and more distinct the repunching, the higher the value of the coin, especially in mint state condition. Collectors are also on the lookout for off-center strike errors, where the coin was not properly aligned in the press during minting. This can result in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted, giving the coin a uniquely misaligned appearance. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible. Off-center errors are visually striking and instantly recognizable, making them favorites among error coin enthusiasts. If you want to know whether your 1948 penny is a valuable one, it's time to break out the magnifying glass. Examine every detail carefully. Start with the date, look for any signs of doubling. Move to the mint mark. Does it look like it was punched more than once? Is there an offset? Then, look at the coin's overall alignment. Is the strike centered, or is part of the design pushed to one side? These small details can make a huge difference. Coins in pristine condition, showing sharp details with original luster, are the ones that bring in the highest prices. And to maximize your coin's value, it's essential to have it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. This coin isn't just a favorite because of its beauty, it's also one of the most talked about Lincoln cents in the world of numismatics today. Auction houses and private collectors are constantly seeking high-quality 1948 pennies with confirmed error types. Recent auction results have proven just how hot the market is for this coin. In one exciting case, a mint state 1948 D penny with a stunning RPM error was sold to an eager collector for a price that left everyone in the room amazed. Stories like these are why people continue to check their old jars of coins. You never know when you might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. There's something incredibly rewarding about hunting for rare coins. It's not just about the money, it's about connecting with history, uncovering hidden treasures, and being part of a global community of collectors who appreciate the beauty and mystery in these small pieces of metal. The 1948 Lincoln penny embodies that magic. It's a coin with rich historical roots, valuable variations, and increasing demand from collectors who know exactly what to look for. If you're watching this and you have a box of old coins at home, now is the perfect time to go through them. Look for the 1948 pennies and examine each one carefully. You just might be the next person to discover a rare error coin that has been hiding in plain sight. And if you have questions or want help identifying your coin, drop a comment below. We love hearing your stories and helping fellow collectors learn and grow in this exciting hobby. So now, the question that's been on your mind: How much could a 1948 United States 1-cent coin actually be worth if it has the right error and is in top condition? If you own a 1948 penny with a dramatic double die, a bold repunched mint mark, or a clear off-center strike, especially if it's been graded in mint state by a professional service, then that little copper coin could be worth as much as $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000 for a single 1948 penny that may be sitting unnoticed in a collection, drawer, or coin jar right now. That's the magic of coins. They carry history, mystery, and the chance to uncover something incredibly rare. So keep looking, keep collecting, and never underestimate the hidden value of a penny. Last unique coin, we're taking a close look at a seemingly simple piece of American history that might be hiding in your pocket, your coin jar, or even your grandfather's drawer. It's the United States 1-cent coin from 1957 with the D mint mark, a coin that might look like any ordinary Lincoln wheat penny, but don't be fooled. Underneath its modest appearance, this little copper coin could be worth far more than 1 cent, especially if it carries the right features and errors that collectors are actively hunting for today. The 1957 D penny was minted in Denver during one of the final years of the beloved Lincoln wheat cent design. It was a time when the United States was booming with post-war confidence, and people were embracing progress, innovation, and prosperity. Pennies from this era were used in everyday life, purchasing candy, newspapers, and maybe even a cold soda. But not every 1957 D penny is the same, and some of them carry unique and rare characteristics that elevate their value and make them highly desirable among collectors worldwide. At first glance, the 1957 D penny showcases the classic wheat cent design. The obverse features the proud and wise profile of President Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," on the left, and the year, 1957, followed by the D mint mark on the right. On the reverse, two stylized wheat stalks frame the bold words, 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum positioned at the top. It's a timeless, iconic look, but as any seasoned collector will tell you, it's the small details that make all the difference. What sets some of these 1957 D pennies apart is the presence of rare minting errors, flaws made during the coin's creation that now make them incredibly valuable. One of the most sought-after errors in this series is the double die, where parts of the coin's design appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment in the die used to strike it. Collectors prize this error above many others because the doubling is often visible on the lettering and numbers, especially "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date. A bold, clear double die error can skyrocket a 1957 D penny's value, especially if the coin is in near mint or uncirculated condition. Another standout feature that adds significant value is the repunched mint mark, commonly known as an RPM. Back in 1957, mint marks were still manually punched into the die. This often resulted in minor, but collectible, errors where the D was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. If you look closely at a 1957 D penny under magnification and notice a shadowed or overlapping D, you might be holding an RPM coin. These errors are rare and in high demand, particularly when the repunching is strong and easy to see. A clean RPM in a high-grade condition can easily attract the attention of serious collectors. Another dramatic and highly valuable error to watch for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly centered in the press, causing the design to appear shifted or cut off. While minor off-center strikes are interesting, it's the more extreme examples, those that are 30% to 50% off-center with a full visible date, that truly excite collectors. These coins are visually striking and instantly identifiable, making them a prized find in any collection. Now, let's talk about condition. A 1957 D penny with any of the errors we just talked about can be valuable on its own, but if the coin is also in mint state or uncirculated condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear and still has its original luster, then you're looking at a whole new level of rarity and desirability. Coins in better condition always fetch higher prices. That's why grading is essential. Submitting your coin to a respected service like PCGS or NGC can authenticate it, confirm any errors, and assign a grade that helps determine its true market value. over the years, many of these special 1957 D pennies have appeared at auctions, where collectors are willing to pay premium prices for well-preserved, rare error coins. In recent sales, coins with confirmed double die or RPM errors have sold for thousands of dollars, sometimes even shocking the auction rooms with just how high the final bids went. These are real-world examples of how a humble penny can transform into a treasure, all thanks to its unique characteristics and condition. What's even more exciting is that these rare coins are still out there. People find them in change jars, inherited coin collections, or even tucked away in old piggy banks. That's what makes this hobby so thrilling. There's always a chance that your next big discovery is already in your hands. So get out your magnifying glass, grab your 1957 D pennies, and start looking closely. You might just uncover a rare variety that's been sitting unnoticed for years. Collectors are drawn to the 1957 D penny not just because of its value, but because it represents a connection to a different time in American history. It's a piece of the past you can hold, study, and appreciate. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner just getting into the hobby, this coin offers excitement, education, and potentially, an incredible payday. And the best part? You're not just collecting metal, you're collecting moments in time. We'd love to hear from you, too. Have you ever found a 1957 D penny with an unusual mark or error? Do you have questions about identifying doubling or repunched mint marks? Drop us a comment below. We love reading your stories and helping fellow collectors navigate the fascinating world of coin collecting. This community grows stronger with every shared discovery, so now, the big question: just how much can a rare and high-quality 1957 D penny be worth? If you own a coin with a bold double die, a well-defined repunched mint mark, or a dramatic off-center strike, and especially if it's in mint state condition and professionally graded, it could be valued at an astonishing $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single penny that many people might not even think twice about. That's the magic of numismatics. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, passion, and preserving a piece of history. So keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? The next rare treasure might already be in your pocket. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next find be the one that turns heads and opens doors.